Episode 7 of Furious opens with Alice being rushed to hospital after Catherine drugs her. At the same time, Catherine dumps some of her belongings and flees, knowing the police are closing in. And Nora meets Alice at the hospital and reveals that Ed George has taken over the case. He has also removed Nora because of her alcohol addiction, which is very convenient timing. Now Marshall's mother then confronts Danny and blames Alice for what happened to her son. Danny is having absolutely none of it, reminding her that Marshall was drunk outside a domestic violence shelter waiting to grab Alice. He also tells her that if Alice files a complaint, Marshall is the assailant here, not the victim. Now inside, Alice tells Nora that Catherine has evidence against Jay Easton. However, Nora points out the house laptop has been wiped and she criticises Alice for saving Marshall instead of chasing Catherine. Alice defends herself though, but Nora argues that Catherine's statement could have helped them finally go after Jay. Meanwhile, Ed learns the house laptop data may have been copied onto a flash drive before it was erased. He starts to panic, while the NYPD and FBI clash over how to handle Catherine. Frank surprisingly defends Alice here, pointing out the marshal was on leave, drunk and seen dragging Alice across the street. Now Danny takes Alice home and she asks him to stay the night to keep an eye on her. Danny agrees and leaves the flash drive from Alden on her bedside table. At the Easton house, things get even more disgusting. Emma brings Jay to a room where he assaults a young woman named Lacey. Emma is clearly uncomfortable and tells her father this is the last time she will help him like this. The next day, Frank meets Nora, who warns him that Ed wants Catherine dead. Meanwhile, Alice tells Danny she loves him and wants to go away with him to the beach house. However, Danny brings up the flash drive. He reveals that the drive contains a video of Alice as a teenager being assaulted. Danny says he didn't watch it, but he refuses to submit the drive as evidence because he loves her and cannot stop thinking about what was done to her. Alice asks him to hand it in, but Danny refuses, promising they will find another way to get Jay. Alice then tells him to leave. At the FBI headquarters, Ed watches CCTV footage of Alden handing the flash drive to Danny and realises that Danny has it. Later, Amy visits Alice and tries to talk about their mother. Alice becomes defensive, especially when Amy brings Peaches with her, and the conversation quickly turns to how differently their mother treated them. Alice reminds Amy that their mother abandoned her after she got pregnant as a teenager and refuses to reconnect. That night, Alice meets Nora at a bar and tells her about Elena. Catherine had revealed that Elena is actually Isabel's daughter, and Alice believes rescuing Elena from Big Man may be the key to getting Catherine to talk. So Nora agrees to help. The two head to the motel where Big Man is keeping Elena. Nora arrests him, while Alice chases Elena into her room and tells her the truth. Isabel was not her sister. Isabel was actually her mother. Alice asks Elena to call Catherine on her burner phone, but there's a twist. It turns out Catherine is already hiding in the bathroom. When the phone rings, Catherine tells Elena to run. Nora chases after Elena while Alice confronts Catherine and tells her to go to Jay's house using her car. Alice's plan here is pretty simple. If Catherine is arrested at the Easton house, it gives the FBI a way to search the property without a warrant. Meanwhile, Danny asks a forensic expert to test the skin found under Isabel's nails against Caleb Easton's DNA. On his way out, Ed gets into Danny's car and offers him money for the flash drive. When Danny refuses, Ed threatens him by bringing up Liam. This causes Danny to snap. He drags Ed out of the car, beats him down and warns the guy never to mention his son again. Ed calls Jay and warns him that the police may be coming. Emma tells Jay she has already destroyed the evidence, only to learn that he still has hard drives hidden in his safe. Emma is furious. Jay belittles her and she pushes him, causing him to collapse. She then grabs a bag and prepares to destroy the hard drives herself. Meanwhile, Catherine enters the Easton house. As Danny and Nora race there, the forensic expert calls with the DNA results. The skin under Isabel's nails don't actually belong to Caleb. It belongs to a potential sibling. So episode 7 is another infuriating but very effective episode. Jay Easton is just pure scum at this point, and even while dying of cancer, he still has Emma arranging women for him. And the scene with Lacey makes it clear he has not changed at all. The ending also points the finger directly at Emma too. If the DNA under Isabel's nails belonged to Caleb's sibling, then Emma may have been involved in Isabel's death. At the very least, she has spent years enabling the men around her and cleaning up their mess. Alice's material is pretty strong here too, especially the contrast between her and Amy. They were raised by the same mother, but they clearly experienced her in completely different ways. Amy can't understand why Alice feels abandoned, while Alice can't forgive the fact that their mother was there for Amy in a way she never was for her. And Danny is more complicated though. I mean, I loved seeing him put Mrs. Connolly in her place, and his feelings for Alice are obviously real. At the same time though, refusing to submit the flash drive is pretty messy, because he ends up making Alice's trauma about his own inability to handle it. Nora also makes more sense in this episode though. At first it feels like she's attacking Alice at the hospital, but really she's teaching her how Catherine could have been used to get closer to Jay. And that is exactly what Alice does by sending Catherine to the Easton house. Overall, episode 7 sets up the finale really well. Catherine is walking into the lion's den here, Emma may be the real killer, Ed is trying to bury the case, and Danny finally has the evidence that could bring everything crashing down around them. Roll on next week's finale. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.